Hello and welcome to Don't Catch That Shit. I'm your host Deekay, and today we are going to talk about another very important topic, which is education mafia. We need to have a good look at our education system. What is happening with our education? I think every parent knows this, how our schools, colleges, universities, how they are operating. I'm not talking about every college and every university. I'm talking about a lot of colleges and a lot of universities, the way they are functioning. The way they are charging to the students, and we need to have a look at if their way of functioning is fair, or it is going way beyond the level of acceptance. Look at these engineering colleges or medical colleges, or even the management, MBA, or all these colleges of higher education, or even our graduation levels. So one thing which is bothering is that these universities and these colleges, they are charging hefty amount for the graduation and post-graduation courses. But the kind of fees or kind of charges they are having, is that justified? If you look at the range of charges we are having in our country, then you'll find that these charges are way too high. And even in order to get a graduation or post-graduation degree or diplomas, parents are having a very tough time to pay such a hefty amount. And the fees is like, in terms of very high fees, which is ranging from 8-10 lakhs to 30-40 lakhs. And even after charging such heavy fees, are they providing the right kind of environment to these students? Are they having the right kind of placements which can justify such high fees? What is happening with so many engineering colleges? What level of education and what level of the quality of knowledge that we are giving to these students, and what kind of qualifications that we are ensuring which is we are having with these students. You would be shocked to know that most of these students who are passing out, they lack the demand, the criteria which is there with the recruitment companies. I think this is now known to all the recruitment companies that the kind of quality education which is happening in these colleges is not at par with what kind of requirement they have in terms of knowledge and skills. So even after charging such high fees, what are these colleges, these universities are producing? So this gives a lot of doubt, a lot of worry to parents, to everybody who is involved in this kind of arrangement, that for parents to get their children graduated, they end up spending a lot of money. Most of these parents would be having student loans, and they are not getting the right kind of environment, the right kind of study, the right kind of education, which is the need of industries, which is at par with requirement of our industries. Should we say that the education in India has become like a kind of business? The reason I'm saying that it's a business is because if it is not a business, then the situation that we are having right now in terms of the quality of education, in terms of what kind of quality of students that we are producing, then it gives a lot of doubt, it gives a lot of questioning to these colleges and these institutes, these universities, that what are they up to? They are having an eye on the money which comes with such high fees. Are they spending that money? Can they justify that such charges which they are having, the academic fees or other extracurricular fees that they are having? They will not be able to justify, because even after charging such high fees, why we are not able to produce that kind of quality with the students which is required for our industries? This has become the complaint from industries, that they are not getting the right kind of minds which are required for their proper requirement, their functioning, and they end up compromising. And they, even after recruitment, they have to spend a lot of time and energy to train the students. So what are the things that we need to look into so that we can produce the right skill set, the right mindset, the right kind of quality, which is resourceful, which is a need of the hour? If we have to grow as a country, if we have to grow as a nation, or a skill set has to improve right from the student level, we have to have proper skill set, proper grooming to these students, so that they are ready for the job, for the requirements that we have in our industries. But unfortunately, that is not happening. unfortunately, we have a lot of colleges, a lot of universities who seems like they are just there for earning money. That's all. They don't have passion enough to give the right kind of environment to these students, to the right kind of training to these students. And all they are having is just a set pattern, which is already there. They even lack the quality of teachers, which is required to give a proper training to these students. Many of the students complain that the kind of teachers that they have, they lack the capacity, they lack the right kind of skill sets themselves, the teachers. And this is kind of a lot of bothering, a lot of concern around the competencies of teachers, intention of these institutes, these colleges, and a lot of doubt around the entire system, which is functioning the way it should not be functioning, because we are not able to produce the right kind of skill set. The outcome is something we look at when we try to evaluate any system. Then we look at the outcome. If the outcome is not impressive, then we can say that something wrong is happening, despite having such a hefty fees. Why we are not able to have a good outcome? So it has to change. If we need to progress further as a nation, then our students, their quality of their knowledge, their skill set, it has to improve drastically. So it's not just about engineering colleges, it is applicable to all kinds of institutes that we are having in our country. They are not at par with the need of the hour. They are not upgrading themselves. They are not having the right kind of teachers. Here I'm not talking about every teacher, by the way. I'm talking about in general. That is the scenario everywhere. That there are teachers who themselves are not having the right kind of knowledge, right kind of expertise to teach the subject. And we need to even look into the criteria of admission into these colleges. There are a lot of seats which are getting filled in the colleges, which are doubtful, which are coming as a management quota or some other quota or whatever, they are not having right process in place. A lot of donation which is there in place. Overall, it looks like that it has become a kind of business. A lot of politicians, even they are owning these colleges. And what is their interest in that? And we need to find out what is happening with our education system. Why we are not able to produce right kind of skill sets. Why our students are not ready for job directly. Why the companies have to invest their time, energy and money to train these people, even to make them fit into their basic needs. These concerns of so many stakeholders, parents, industries, students, teachers. Even teachers also complain that they are not getting the right kind of facilities, or they are not giving the chance to upgrade themselves to get trained further as per the need of the hour, as per the change in the technology, as per the changes in the industries. They are not getting a chance to upgrade themselves. So various stakeholders are having issues, problems in the way our education system is functioning at present. So this is one aspect of overall problems that we see in the education sector. The other aspect that we see in the education sector is the kind of education itself that we are having in so many colleges, and the kind of you can say misinformation which is there in our colleges or universities. Why our university or colleges has become the place for politics? There are certain universities, certain colleges who are like kind of instead of becoming the center for high class education, they have become the place for breeding ground for all these political movements. Why are students involved in these things? While it is their time to study, it is their time to make a career out of their time in colleges and their time in their time to upgrade themselves. Why they are involved in so many different kinds of propagandas, so many different kinds of protests, which are just political agendas, political movements. So we need to look into all these things which is happening in our education background, education sector. This is not good for our nation that our students, they have to go through such things. The parents have to go through this kind of unnecessary demand of paying such high fees. So what can be done, and whom to approach for rectifying these things? We have to, as a collective mindset, we need to look into all these things. If you listen to the episodes that we are having in this Don't Catch That Shit podcast, you will find that we are raising all these issues which is slowing our country down, which has become the bottleneck for progress, for the well-being, for the goodness. And people in our country, they are severely affected by these issues. So today we are discussing the education thing, but if you listen to other episodes as well, you'll come to know that the kind of issues that we are raising are like kind of issues which are related to everybody. Every citizen is affected by the issues of corruption, of women's safety, of child abuse, of violence, of drug mafia, of education mafia. So all lives are severely affected by all these things. And when in every episode I'm asking you to come together to make this as a movement, the reason is that unless until we ourselves are aware of these issues, unless we make a resolution that we are going to address these issues one by one, we are going to make all the stakeholders first of all aware, then make them take the action, then we are not going to progress as a nation. We are going to have a lot of issues in this nation. And today we are talking about education because this is something we need to correct as soon as possible. Our fate of our nation depends on what kind of students that we are producing. coming decade, everybody is looking towards India and how we are going to go ahead in the coming decade. So every other nation would be having an eye on our economy or businesses, the kind of talent pool that we are having. If we have to compete with other countries, this is the most important thing that we need to look into. The kind of education, the kind of skill set we are producing. Because unless until we raise the bar, unless until we bring a drastic change in our education center, in our colleges, in our institutes, then we are not going to get ahead in this global competition that we are having with other countries. Our strength is our manpower, or our people are our resources, our people are our strength. And if we don't invest in our students, if we don't invest in our skill sets, then we are not raising our bar, then we are not progressing further. So this is so critical. This is so critical that we need to increase the quality of our skill set. At the same time, we need to decrease the cost of having education, because this cost of having graduation, post-graduation is too high. Or middle class families, poor families, it has become very difficult for them to pay the fees. And even if they arrange something, their lives are spoiled. The parents, they struggle so hard to pay such high fees. Somehow they try to get loans and so many other things from different ways. They try to manage this aspect of paying the fees on time. And after having so much of struggle, if they find that students, they are not ready for good jobs, their skill sets are not at par with the industry standard, then you can understand how pathetic the situation gets. It's not good for our people. It's not good for our country. It is something that we need to address with a very high priority. We need to have a kind of reform into our education center. It has to be affordable, and it has to give a lot of quality, which is quite possible actually. Unless these colleges, these universities, unless and until they stop making this as a business and they work out of passion, we cannot have pride with our education system. It is high time. It is a need for our nation to grow, to prosper, to have investments in our country. We have to rectify the situation as early as possible. The other aspect which is related to this is the intentions of people who own these colleges, the intentions of the owners, why they have come into this field. Have they come into this field out of passion, or they have come into this field just to earn money? So it's a shocking thing to know that the way these institutes, these colleges are functioning, it's quite clear that they are just doing the business. No passion, just the business. they have failed to ensure that the outcome is of high quality. They have failed to ensure that their teachers are having the right competencies. They have failed to upgrade the skill sets of their staff. They have failed to give the right kind of environments to students. They have failed to make the education affordable. So this looks like just the business, nothing else. And this is quite unfortunate that such things are happening in our own country, and we are not able to do anything for that. So we need to open our eyes how long we are going to remain blind to these things. We always think that someone else will come and sort this out. But remember, there is a power in majority. There is a power in taking small steps and then making it a big power. So I request you to share your comments, become the part of this movement, join us, raise your voice, and we can take all these issues one by one. If we have the majority, all these things are possible. This is doable. Let us do it together. Let us become the part of this movement and stay safe, healthy, prosperous, peaceful. Thank you. Keep writing, stay safe, stay healthy. Until the next episode, be peaceful, blissful, and be aware.